أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على مبعوث رحمة للعالمين. Tonight we're moving on into the notion of the miraculous legislative teachings of the Holy Quran. The Quran tells us in Surah Al-Isra, إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَمُ وَيُبَشِّرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ الَّذِينَ يَعْمَلُونَ الصَّالِحَاتِ أَنَّ لَهُمْ أَجْرًا كَبِيرًا. Truly this recitation, this message, this revelation guides to that which is the best of behavior. And the word here is aqwam. So aqwam is talking about that which will bring something to its potential, that which will bring something up and give it its best, most upright positioning. And so this is the Quran's claim that its teachings will guide to more, better, upright, higher standard of character than other teachings. And so now we put that to the test. That is a claim. The transformation of Arabia in and of itself, in its entirety, over 23 years, by itself closed the book on that. You're talking about a whole nation of people who went from polytheism to monotheism. Complete opposites. People who believed in all kinds of superstitions to the belief in divine will according to divine plan. People who believed that women have no value and that we should bury babies, to prohibiting all of that and treating women like the equals of men in humanity. It was a lawless society with no judges, no courts, no governance, no king, no ruler, no police. All of that was changed and all of those were put in place. And the list goes on and on and on. But I want to talk tonight specifically about alcohol. So there are other religions. There is a religion known as Jainism. There's a religion known as Buddhism. There is a religion known as Sikhism and Baha'ism. All of these have given a prohibition to alcohol. But none of them maintained it. There is none of those where if you were to go around the society to the broad community and ask them, is alcohol something that nobody should ever do at all, ever? You will get a majority of them saying, well, it's better not to. And you will see their societies are plagued with all kinds of problems of alcoholism. You will find just a small diehard minority. Among the Muslim community, you will find the person who doesn't really pray, the person who takes interest in all of that, person who's got a girlfriend or boyfriend, and you ask them, can a Muslim drink? And what will that person say? No. They will all agree. No matter what, this is haram. We know it. This is bad. This is not acceptable. Alcohol, even in small amounts, causes brain damage. It causes liver damage. It causes pancreas damage. It causes kidney damage. It lowers the immune system's capacity. And it is the cause of many cancers. Alcohol worsens any mental health issues that anyone has. If someone already is struggling with a mental health issue, when they drink alcohol, it compounds and makes that problem worse. Alcohol, just drinking a lot of it, it actually creates in the person anxiety problems. It creates in the person depression problems. And there are people who've either lived around alcoholics or drank a lot with other people that became bipolar. And a large percentage of the people who drink a lot have sleep disorders. 37% of all crime in America in 2023 was because of someone drinking alcohol. Look at that. If you just remove alcohol, you will lower the crime by what? 37%. Acts of violence are doubled. Over 60% of violent actions that person was involved in drinking or in a place where people drink. 700,000 college students last year reported an assault, a physical assault at college because of someone drinking alcohol. 700,000 just last year. 100,000 of those were females reporting sexual assaults. Drunk drivers account for 31% of all fatalities on the road. You see, if we look at this, if we took alcohol out of America, it would solve and make so much, make the place a better place to live. It will make the the crime rate go down, the college life will be better. Who remembers the Qatar World Cup? I'm telling you, many people converted to Islam and stopped drinking simply because they realized that just taking alcohol out of the World Cup, it made it so much more genuinely enjoyable. And then when they went home, they actually remembered their time. Yeah, that's what they were saying. See, they just need a little sharia, right? They put a big number on us to make us feel like we should be shy about saying this country is better off with sharia. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact. I'm telling you the numbers. The Islamic law is better for this country than its own law. Didn't it try it? The great American Constitution. There's a lot of good things in there. Alhamdulillah, it brought us here. Alhamdulillah, gave us these freedoms. But they tried in the 18th Amendment what? Prohibition. The United States government, only what is it, 29 amendments? In the whole 300-year history, they were able to make 29 laws in the Constitution, right? 27? Jazakallah khair, high school students, always there for you. You will forget it in 10 years. So we have 27 laws in the whole 300 years. The 18th, 2/3 of all of Congress, Democrat, Republican, everyone, they all said alcohol is bad, it is wrong, it is harmful, it is ruining the minds, it is ruining the lives and careers and families of people. We must prohibit it. And they prohibited it. And that lasted 14 years. And through that 14 years, all of the mafia and the mobs and the gangs from Latin America coming through, and all of the FBI and the police are all in on the whole thing. They weren't able to prohibit it because they are not Allah. The only one to prohibit alcohol anywhere on earth is Allah. Could Muhammad do it himself? No, because he is not the one who wrote the Quran. He is not the one that spoke the Quran. So let's look at how Allah did this. In the early parts of the Meccan ayat from Surah An-Nahl, what is it? جَعَلَ لَكُمْ سَكَرًا وَرِزْقًا, right? That you enjoy it, you feel good, and you make some money out of it. Allah said that in the Quran, because it's true. And then Allah said, just after the migration, yeah, but there's some bad in it. There's more harm in the good. You should see that it will cause more problems than it could do you any good. And then after a couple more years, he said, don't ever come to a salah if you've been drinking. Make sure that that goes out of you, and you know, because your salah must have your mind in it. Which again is a reason why you have to know what you're saying when you're praying. It's unacceptable to be praying and you don't know what you're saying, as the ayah says. And then a few years later, Allah said, فَاجْتَنِبُوا, stay away from alcohol. It is amal al-shaytan. It is the filthy handiwork of the devil. Stay away from it. And what happened? So Anas bin Malik was in the house of one of the very wealthy Sahaba, Abu Talha, one of the very famous Sahaba who was very wealthy. And Anas bin Malik, his mom actually married him. And so he was pouring wine in the house for the people, Anas bin Malik, right? And all these Sahaba were drinking, because a lot of them did drink, because it was not haram yet, okay? And so then the person comes to the door and he says, this brother looking at me like, what? I never heard that seerah, it's true, okay? Listen to Umar Suleiman's tonight. He tell you that Umar was a drunk, okay? Yeah, why is that bad? That's an amazing transformation. This is more evidence that Islam is the truth. It changes people to a better behavior. So they got this ayah, and you know what Abu Talha said? When they heard the ayah, they know this is Quran. They said, take this wine out. Everybody poured it back in the jug, and they went out and they immediately poured it out. And not one person in that house drank another drip in their life. Just like that. And that is the miraculous nature of the Quran as it touched the human beings. There are only 9 countries on planet Earth where alcohol is prohibited. And they are all Muslim countries. And in those countries, the crime rate is massively lower than all of the other countries. And that is because Allah is the one who is guiding us. That's just one thing that He told us. If we will simply follow as much as we possibly can and read this Quran and soak up its guidance, then we will become better people, we will become upright, and our environments will become upright. So may Allah guide us to make this Quran a proof for us and not against us on the Day of Judgment, inshallah.